in this one. That's
so we are live again. I'm assuming the image that we had a second ago was the reason that we got dropped.
In it to win it.
But
I know her.
We can.
I blame Scott.
No, that was completely me, guys. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I mean, script your show.
They've got it out for you, apparently.
So
sometimes people don't want to hear the sexy stuff, and there's nothing I can do about that.
So Noob, continue on with what you were saying.
Are you going to edit this back together, or like you doing like a whole?
I don't even know. Now it says Orku 146 is live. What is going on?
Yeah, I'm changing the name on that now.
Now I'm getting phone calls from people.
I know we are still live. Doc is back in the chat. He's figured that out.
Oh, sweet Christ.
Yes, we got banned. I blame Doc now. I don't know what's going on anymore. Why don't you just read us some critical reviews there, Noob?
Yeah, sure. There haven't been line readings this poor since the third act of The Room.
Oh,
wow. Nobody cares about either.
Brutal. Was it really that bad?
The Room was not good. It was not good. It couldn't get back to good with a map.
I mean, at least the main actress in this was kind of attractive.
Her name is Anna Maria. It's
Sikluka?
Yeah, Siklutsky. It's Siklutsky, and she's fucking hot. I would do her with my mom watching. I'm not even kidding.
Would you make your mom join? Is the question.
No, my mom would have to hold the camera. I'd be like, Mom, shh, you can stay here. You have to be quiet. Hold this camera.
Cameraman can be involved too.
I don't give a shit. As long as she's cool with it. Consent. That's the thing. You have to have consent.
So are we back live? I think
we are live. Right? We are live. Correct.
Outstanding. Yes.
So I guess
Anna Maria's hot. I mean, look, if you asked me, this movie full of eye candy.
Yes, the main guy does have lots of abs. I would let him sweat on me.
Yeah, but he reminds me of my little brother. I have a little brother who's 10 years younger than me. When I was a kid, I was in the Marine Corps. I came out. I was looking all buff and huge up top, and then ripped in the middle.
Tiny penis down bottom.
Oh, duh. And then my brother, who's 10 years my younger, he went into the military after I was out for years and years. He came out and he was all ripped, and he went, "Look, 6-pack," and then he pointed at me and he was like, "Party ball," and I'm like, "That's funny, fucker, get out of here."
And then he abducted you and told you have 365 days to fall in love with him.
Or he would dump you in the ocean.
Right. Anyway, when I watched this movie, definite eye candy with the main characters. The chemistry between the two characters was good, I thought.
I didn't get that far. I was too busy
some of the, I mean, their interactions were good. The dialogue was shit.
Was it lost in translation though? Because it's a Polish film.
No. It really wasn't that. It was just shit.
Yeah, all the actors were speaking English. This wasn't dubbed over or anything. It was just horrific writing that made no sense. And I think at one point I thought he was Dracula because he would just randomly appear and then disappear.
The person who wrote the story was a cosmetologist turned author. And she came out and said she took her inspiration from 50 Shades.
Well, wasn't the lady who wrote 50 Shades
illiterate?
Wasn't that fan fiction from...
That was fan fiction from Harry Potter.
I thought it was...
Twilight.
Yeah,
Twilight,
yeah. Yeah, it was Twilight. Yeah, she was Twilight fan fiction. And
so,
yeah,
I mean...
It's the same shit, different smell. I did zero research. I don't know how any of this works. I'm just writing what I think.
Derivative of a derivative.
Yeah. And I mean, but the good thing was look, can't see that particular scene.
Can't show that scene because that'll get us banned again from YouTube.
There's nothing in that. That picture is perfectly legit.
There's that.
He does have a big giant painting of himself with a lion next to him.
He does.
Is that symbolic?
So it's funny. So I don't know even how they can find this as sexy or find this like any woman who, I don't think it's a fantasy for every woman to be abducted by a drug kingpin and then held against her will, although they are trying to make it sexy. Also, for some reason, every woman in the world, the best thing she can do, and she is always completely satisfied just giving a Hummer, because that's also a thing in this movie. For some weird thing.
There are a bunch of Hummers in this movie.
And
do they even make those anymore? I don't even understand.
Oh yeah,
H2.
Wait,
yes, the H2 and the H3.
What about like after tacos? Do they still go Hummering or no?
It's
like, what if it's diarrhea?
It's so funny. The writing is so poor. The writing is so poor, and it's so convoluted with what these people think that lifestyle is about. Where the guy says, "I'm going to show you what you're missing," ties her to her bed, and makes her watch another girl blow him.
All right, so here's my issue with this.
What?
Here's my issue with this. Number one, A, it's still kidnapping. B, the whole lifestyle that I live is all based around consent. Now, look, there is this thing out there called consensual non-consent, where if you have a submissive that is already if you have an established dynamic, things like this can happen. However, it's portrayed completely wrong.
There's still safe words. There's still discussion. It's not.
There's still safe words. There's still discussion. There's still the submissive has a lot of power that just does not come through in these sorts of movies.
Well, I mean, I see that she's like strapped into a private plane, so I'm assuming she's there against her will.
This is more the kidnapping part.
Yes.
Then I got to watch a blowjob in an airplane thing, because the blowjob happened at the house.
This is also when he tells her early on, "I will not touch you without consent," and then continues to grab her and molest her the entire movie without her consent. It's
there was. See, when I watched, I was like, did he really grab her a whole bunch? I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again. I didn't see a lot of, because I try to pay attention to that sort of thing. I didn't see a lot of he's gonna grab her and do that. I mean, there was some of it. Don't get me wrong. There was absolutely times where he grabbed her and touched her after he said he wouldn't without her permission. But I think when I read the reviews and I read other people, like I read the online fucking people just ripping this movie apart, I went, that's just people not understanding how this dynamic works. Because, I mean, I have a submissive, and I can do all of the shit that he does to her in this movie.
But you also didn't kidnap her and haul her against her will away from her family.
I'm 49. My girlfriend's 24. Some people would argue that. No, I'm kidding. I would never in a million years.
So you're not a sex trafficker? Okay.
I am not a sex trafficker, nor am I a mafia drug kingpin from Poland or Sicily or wherever.
But you do have AIDS, is what I'm hearing?
No
AIDS, just syphilis.
No AIDS.
Gotcha.
No, he has.
Actually, I have
assistance.
I have assistance, not AIDS.
You get assistance with your syphilis. Gotcha.
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
Should we clap for that?
We should clap for that. No. We should.
There's only two things that I remember from this movie, so correct me if this is a real thing.
Okay.
The opening scene was just random people getting shot. Then apparently the main guy, there was a bad drug deal, and then he forced an air person to blow him.
An air person?
An air person. A waitress.
A sky waitress?
A sky waitress.
Is that
the sky waitress deep-throated him forcefully.
Actually, yeah, no, that is kind of the premise. And then out of nowhere, he finds this woman who he abducts, who he has been stalking for years now, but they never actually wrote that into the storyline.
Okay, real quick with the sky waitress, our stewardess, our in-flight attendant, because she was definitely attending things. If that's a private jet, that means the jet's owned by a dude who's obviously the drug kingpin, and the staff on that sort of on that sort of flight is absolutely vetted. So
they were in international waters.
That's actually legit. I'm going to go with that's legit. I mean, if he's a mafia drug kingpin and he's a sexual dominant, I wouldn't be surprised if he made sure that the flight attendant on that flight was somebody who would just absolutely blow him if he wanted to take it. Yeah.
Or he has guns.
Well, no, see, that's different. No, because that's against her will. That doesn't have the consent part. That's the part that we miss.
Is that the point of this, or is that not like? I thought that was the point of this movie, is that this is kind of against her will, and then eventually she kind of was like, I'm okay with it now.
Well, with the main character, absolutely. I'm saying with the flight attendant, she was probably in on the whole thing.
Oh, because he pays well and has guns.
She was crying.
Was she crying?
I think so.
Was she crying or gagging?
Yeah, well, both.
Oh,
for noob, that's one and the same.
No, I can't make anyone gag with this thing.
It's part of the job description.
Yeah.
Noob. As
sometimes
a
you just got to punch him in the neck, and that'll work.
Well,
No.
I love getting
I
blowjobs.
never punched someone in the neck, for fuck's sake. I was kidding. That's a joke. Don't at me.
That's why I talk like this.
Noob was a sky waitress. So was that part of your job description when you filled out the application?
No, I said I would suck and swallow.
There you go. See? Good man.
Oh boy.
So then this movie takes a right turn. She winds up getting knocked up, and then she dies.
What? How is there going to be a part 2?
That's
Wait,
They're
the
actually
main
working
the
on
main
it,
girl
except
dies.
COVID happened. No, I swear to God, they're working on a second one, except COVID happened.
So
How?
Wait, the main girl dies.
so
Yes, the end of the movie. All right, so she
First-
ends up going
first
to
off-
a
first off-
strip club.
first
Go
off,
ahead.
worst ending ever. Like
It was the worst ending ever.
the most poorly written, acted, and set up, stupidest ending ever of all time.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, gentlemen, she absolutely dies in the end of this movie.
How?
All right,
of
so
being pregnant.
So no, it has nothing to do with the pregnancy. So she actually starts falling in love with him, with the whole Stockholm syndrome thing, and then she ends up going like she gets into a club that Massimo's at, and Massimo's there in the VIP room with the other mafia family that they're supposed to be doing deals with. She's trying to piss Massimo off, so she flirts with this other guy just a little bit to try and make Massimo mad, and this other guy just completely gropes her, and it pisses Massimo off. Everybody draws their guns.
So he shoots her?
No, he shoots everyone else. Actually,
Everybody draws their guns, and she's escorted out of the room. Later on the next morning, we find out Massimo shot the guy who groped her, and it starts a mafia war. And then 20 minutes later, after we found out that she's pregnant, after we found out that she loves him, after the whole fairy tale gets the payoff, and we haven't told the hero of the story yet that he's going to be a daddy, the other family comes and caps her in a tunnel, and you don't even get to see it. Not that you would want to see it, because she's hot and no one wants to see her get shot.
And actually,
yeah, she gets killed.
And actually, that's how poorly this thing was written, because that's how you got it out of it. What I got was the ex-girlfriend was the one that killed her, because the ex-girlfriend threatened him. The ex-girlfriend threatened him too.
Yeah, she did.
I heard it was the baby that killed her.
It was. Busted.
Did the baby come out alien style, and then the real plot twist was the baby was black?
Whoa!
What? Whoa! That's nothing wrong with that.
Noob.
Just saying, a nice little Hershey drop. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
What is this? A song from, I forget what. There's a song.
I don't know,
today.
Ray J or something.
Noob, come on.
Da baby, he's a rapper.
We've already been pulled once. We don't need to be pulled again.
Cancel.
We're just batting 1,000 tonight. All right, let's go for it.
Cancel Noob. Oh my god.
If you want some copyrighted sounders, I can do that too. I mean, if you want to go.
You sound racist,
no
Scott,
sounders.
because you're saying it's not okay that the
It
baby's
was
black.
OJ's baby, okay? Just deal with it.
Oh my god! See, an OJ's black. That makes sense. The math adds up
Did you
here.
not see Naked Gun?
No, I saw Top Gun.
The second one? Or
Tom
maybe
Cruise is
it was-
white, though, right?
I forget.
Is Tom Cruise
Wow.
black?
I
Control.
Okay.
Yes.
Off the rails.
Yes.
So,
Off the fucking rails.
so Mr. MVT, is this the next 50 Shades of Grey, or does
No, this is actually, in my personal opinion, this is better than 50 Shades of Grey, because at least it has eye candy. 50 Shades of Grey had no eye candy. Don't get me wrong. It's not that the lead actors in that movie weren't attractive. They were. But they weren't that exotic level of attractive. Plus, the sex scenes in this, much better and believable than the sex scenes in 50 Shades.
And I like to live under the impression that women do enjoy giving blowjobs, and they are also satisfied once they finish them. That's a belief that
fetish by Lily Rose. She loves
I got from this movie, and I will continue to follow up with that belief.
Absolutely. Other stuff I have written down real quick. Yeah, Massimo is absolutely a predator. That was it. In all the reviews I wrote, they're like, Massimo this isn't just an alpha male. This man's a predator. Yeah, no fucking kidding. He kidnapped somebody.
He's a criminal.
That in and of itself is definition of predator. I don't need to have the whole backstory of, oh, well, he's a drug kingpin, so that makes it okay, or at least believable. No, it is a fucking predator. All right, that's the first part. The wrestles her to a bed, binds her, spread eagle for access to her, and then forces her to watch him receive oral sex. This was also another huge point of contention for a lot of the people who wrote horrible reviews on this. I'm going to put this out there. In the kink world, the consensual non-consent world, this is a really hot scene. You never do something without somebody's consent. But even in this scene, if you look at the girl when the scene's coming to a close, she's absolutely into watching this. So it's a thing. That's something that's legit. I mean, that could happen. I'm not saying you ever do it without having that negotiated out, discussed. Everybody's on the same page.
So the abduction beforehand kind of negates what happens in that scene.
I mean, hey, you start the movie off with a fucking kidnapping. I think everything else is in the loophole. When you're writing a script,
everything
right?
else in this movie is
like,
null and void.
She's still kidnapped, so therefore everything's in there. But if you were to actually have started this off properly, and you followed all the rules that we have in our community, the forced watching the blowjob thing, that would have been okay. And other people might lose their shit about it because other people lose their shit about anything that's just not straight up penis and vagina sex where the man's on top and nobody has any emotions.
That's how Z does it.
Yeah.
You forgot the. I need a full sheet covering both parties with just a tiny hole cut out.
This
and
it's a glory
don't
sheet.
Forget, God is in the room.
God's always watching.
Do you call yourself a wizard while you're doing it? Maybe.
Wow.
The Grand Wizard?
We're about to go down another path that we don't want to go.
I'm sorry. I had to do it.
I never said white sheet.
Yeah, you did.
No,
you did now.
I said sheet.
You don't use white sheets. The stains show up.
On white sheets?
Use the black satin sheets. They show up just as quickly.
God, that's also
white
racist.
White.
That's why
is it got just one
color?
color?
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
What is wrong with all? Why are you sucking me into this?
That's why I only have red sheets.
Racist conspiracy theories.
Oh my god!
The Grand Wizard only likes missionary. We said it right here, folks.
Wow.
Lights out.
Oh, no.
All right, so we've come to the conclusion. We've come to this conclusion that this movie is horrible. It's
with
not.
This movie is horrible with a capital whore. Not saying. Well, hang on. I'm not saying Anna Maria Lutska is a whore. That's not what I'm saying. The character she plays, absolute whore. Even though she was kidnapped because she loved the whole thing at the end of it, and then she got shot in the end. So it's fine.
So we established.
Go ahead, everybody, at me for calling a fictional character a whore. Go ahead.
So
you could have called him a whore. He's kind of a whore.
Yeah, he's a predator. I already said that.
Which one?
Yeah, but also
yes.
a whore.
All of us.
All of them.
They're all predators.
All of them. They're all predators.
Yes.
But,
every one of them.
But it's not the worst movie when it comes to depicting a lifestyle. So
no, I wouldn't say no. It's pretty bad because the whole thing is premised on kidnapping and Stockholm syndrome, and that's shitty. If you can take that. Like, if you can take the first 15 minutes of the movie and just, if you can take the first 45.
How long is this movie? How long is this movie?
Oh, I don't even know.
So if you take,
it's an eon.
So if you take
it's an eon.
So like 2 hours.
I guess the real question is, will this movie get you laid on date night?
It shouldn't.
It did for somebody in the room.
Yeah.
And that wasn't me.
Again, the grapefruit gave pretty easily for me.
Well,
hang on. There you go.
Luckily,
there we go.
Luckily for Noob, she was blind.
I know what that's from now.
There you go. Now you're staying with the group.
Oh, I wasn't shy. It was a video that I've only seen very recently.
Yeah, Auntie Laura.
All right.
The first time you watch that, that's traumatic.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. Mr. MVT, we're going to give you a chance to plug yourself once again because we know how much you enjoy it, and we're going to move on.
Well, if you had a nickel every time I had to hear that.
Plug himself.
Yeah, the Non-Vanilla Trust podcast, guys. I'm sure Puck and Scotty will drop a comment, or somebody from my team will drop a comment in the live chat. Sal, if you don't mind doing that, go ahead and do that with our channel. We talk about kink, we talk about BDSM, we talk about fetish, we talk about swinging, polyamorous stuff. If you have questions, our job is just to be here and answer so you can learn how to do things safely, whether it's bondage or spanking or just introducing somebody else to your bedroom. Guy, girl, doesn't matter. We don't care. We don't judge. Everybody's a little kinky. It's just whatever your particular flavor is. And And if we can't, like if your flavor isn't my flavor, I at least know people that I trust that I can point you to and say, hey, ask this person. That's what we do on my show. And we're always available. So when we have things like 365 days or DNI, depending on if you're Polish, you can be like, what's real and what's not? Because if you look at, Secretary or 365 days or 50 Shades of Bullshit, it's so much 9.5 weeks misinformation out there. There's right ways and wrong ways to do this, and there's healthy ways to do it, and that's what we're here for.
So for once in an actual safe space, an actual real life safe space.
That's what our show is. It's an actual safe space.
Well,
for anal fisting.
Yes, that too.
If that's your thing, yeah, I mean, you can't do it on my show, but we can certainly talk about it and make sure that you do it properly. We don't want you fucking having to go and be like, hey, how do I remove this Hulk hand from my ass? It's, yeah, I know. It's no one told you those things swell up, right? Because if you get them wet, they get bigger.
God, hemorrhoids are a bitch, let me tell you.
There's a Hulk
Preparation H.
True story.
Love of my life, Preparation H. That's something I'll always swallow.
How do I remove this Deadpool sword?
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Sal, shut up, Sal.
So that's why that guy doesn't sit in the studio.
Sure.
Because there's a sword in his ass. That's Sal, his producer, who is not on camera. So
yeah, he's my executive
all right,
producer.
so yes, of course.
Executive producer and sound engineer.
So, of course, you will find Mr. MVT in the K101 podcast on ScottWillKillYou.com. Links to his iTunes and everything else will also be there as well.
Find me on
YouTube.
Twitter at Mr_NVT, non-vanilla trist.
But Adam about nice
or
things.
nipples, Vicodin, and titties.
Oh, you can at me about anything. I mean, I really don't care. If you're an asshat, I'll just delete it. I don't give a shit. Be an asshat. I don't care. Trust me, you wouldn't be the first. You won't be the last.
Oof. But yes, I think Noob changed your name. So
Nipples, Vicodins, and titties.
Okay.
It's a Friday night party. So, Mr. MVT, thank you very much for joining us.
Are you kicking me out of here? Because I want to talk about the AI robots.
All right.
Well, we can keep them on for a couple of
then,
stories.
then hang out.
Woo-hoo.
Then hang out for a minute, and let's.
I'll shut up and be quiet in the background.
And let's take this to the news then.
Everyone.
Okay. So I guess since Nipples, Vicodins, and Titties is still here, we're going to go right into robots. And apparently, this is fake news, we're creating robots to sexually assault Ron Jeremy back for all the sexual assault he has done to women.
That is the fake news part. What's
rape
the
bots.
actual news
They're
part?
called rape bots, and they're raping Ron Jeremy.
Well, what's the real news story?
I don't know.
No
AI
idea.
robots are taking jobs. I Googled that, and there was not enough specific information for me to find anything.
They took our job. They took our job.
Noob, do you actually have any information about this?
Not at all.
He has no idea what you're
Not
talking
a
about.
fucking clue.
Absolutely.
Glad I hung around for it.
You are absolutely useless.
I was just going to let him talk about sex robots.
How's he supposed to know?
We've actually had a couple shows about sex robots.
Except, there you go. There's the news. Sex robots.
Every single time we actually have a new person on the show, we put them through the hot seat questions, and one of the hot seat questions is, would you have sex with a robot?
Depends if it's Anna de Armas.
90% of our people say yes.
If it's Anna de Armas, it's yes. That's a
Like,
Blade Runner reference.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd do Anna de Armas.
So
Absolutely.
the story is an AI robot is cast to lead a role in a $70 million sci-fi film. Financed by the backers of To the Bone, Long Vincent is said to be the first to rely on the artificially intelligent actor. So basically, they've created a robot, they've programmed it to act, and they're going to include it in a $70 million sci-fi film.
The robot costs like $2 billion. So,
And you can see on the screen there, it's a typical sex robot.
It's kind of hot.
For
If you
a lot
like
of them are all
Asians.
pixeled out, though. You can't see it.
For those of you that aren't on the YouTube and listening to the podcast,
I was wondering if you guys were going to tackle that. I was like, I don't know if they're going to laugh at that.
you look at the image and it's a basic sex robot. When it looks at it, the only thing that's missing is the mouth is closed. When usually most sex robots I've owned
Trying to look down the front of the screen. I don't see anything.
wide open.
Does the robot, is it supposed to have sex with people in this movie? Like, what am I missing here?
So Cozy, who is, I don't know if he's a engineer or the creator or what he is, but he said in other methods of acting, actors involve their own life experiences in the role. But Erica apparently is the AI robot, has no life experiences. She
looks like an Erica.
She was created from scratch to play the role. We had to simulate her emotions and emotions through one-to-one sessions, such as controlling the speed of her movements, talking her through her feelings, and coaching character development on her body language. So
the only thing I can think about is the what's the Ash from Alien, where he just starts getting freaky and spewing milk all over the place.
Yes,
that's usually what I think of when I think of AI.
And that actor passed away recently too, by the way. So that's sad news.
Bilbo Baggins?
Yes,
it was not Bilbo.
It was Bilbo Baggins.
Actually,
it was Bilbo Baggins. It was the guy.
Really?
It was.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Bilbo Baggins played the first AI in the original Aliens movie.
Yeah, Ash.
So, I guessed right.
Great actor, absolutely amazing actor. Thank you, Bilbo Baggins.
So
we don't know your real name, but thank you, Bilbo Baggins.
So Japanese scientists Hiroshi Ishiguro and Kohei Ogawa created Erica in real life, part to their study of robotics, and taught her to act.
Are we talking? Like, I just want to make sure we're on the right page here. Like, this is Bilbo Baggins, not. This is with a B, right?
Yes, with a B.
Yes,
not just making sure
Baggins.
we're talking about AI robots for sex. I want to make sure the word was Bilbo.
No, it wasn't a robot that you had in your studio.
Hey, it didn't make it on YouTube. You can't prove anything.
Dildo Baggins is the guy that puts the sex toys in packages.
Right.
He bags the dildos.
Yeah,
wow,
Baggin.
Sal.
He's Dildo Baggin. That's his name.
Ian
That's what he does all day. All day.
Says it was Ian
all
Holm.
day.
Thank you.
Ian Holm?
He
fills his holes.
It was in his home. Wait, what?
Dildo Baggins was Ian Holes.
Yeah, there was a movie called Lord of the Anal Ring. So.
Was it really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god, I love butt stuff.
I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure that was a real thing. I don't know.
I have to get my fucking chair and sit down for this
so there we go.
This episode.
So
did we get canceled again? No, we didn't.
No, we're still rolling. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. AI robots are coming, and they are going to.
I bet they are.
Yeah.
Oh, man, they took
waiting for that.
I gotta do butt
sorry.
stuff.
Yeah, so that's a story. What was the other one?
Oh, the Ron Jeremy
Nipples, Vicodins, and titties. You were talking. There was a couple news stories you were
Ron
talking
Jeremy
about.
story.
Oh, Ron Jeremy.
Well, yeah, there was the Ron Jeremy thing. The alcoholic killer monkeys. I was like, is that like the version of meth gators?
Let's
Is that
move on to the monkey then.
Yeah, let's go alcoholic killer monkey. So in India, the most wonderful place on earth, there was a story fitting for 2020. An alcoholic monkey has killed a person and injured 250 others in a violent rampage, all because he wanted booze.
How do you get to 250? Why does that not stop after like 20?
I don't. Well, the monkey didn't get his fix.
How about after like one? Although
He probably
have been a real problem recently.
I have an alcoholic killer monkey coming through my studio. Here it goes.
Kids are now needing plastic surgery.
If you haven't seen it,
he ate their faces.
Oh,
What the
okay.
fuck?
There's an alcoholic killer
Oh my
monkey.
That's
god!
an alcoholic killer monkey.
That was definitely an
That is
alcoholic
Scott
monkey.
without a beard.
That's a beardless Scott.
Oh my god! Scott has a twin without a beard.
We did see footage a couple weeks ago of a monkey getting off of a bike and trying to steal a child. So an alcoholic monkey does not surprise me any longer.
That was like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, maybe. But yeah, that was also an amazing
That was
story.
frightening.
Yeah, right. When the
What's
monkey
more frightening, a monkey on a bike stealing babies, or an alcoholic monkey that hurt 250 people and killed one?
Only thing worse than that would be the
Point taken.
an alcoholic bike riding monkey stealing babies.
They're coming
2020,
for us.
it's coming.
Sounds like a soft porn movie from Poland.
Well, this
Never
monkey
mind. Moving
for
forward.
basically maiming almost 250 people and murdering one, he gets a life sentence in a zoo where he can't have
Where
any
he lived
alcohol.
in the first place,
Pretty much, yeah. So nothing really happened to him other than he can't murder more people.
and he's not allowed. You're going to have to cut his cases of beer back by at least one case every other day.
So actually, the part of the story of this I heard was that he was owned by somebody. He was a private owner that fed him plenty of booze, but the owner died. So then he didn't have his beer supply anymore, and that's why he went on the rampage. He was going through withdrawal.
Do monkeys get
God.
DT?
Also,
Clearly.
I know I do.
Zoologist said he doesn't like his veggies either.
He's not a veggie guy.
No.
He likes all meat.
Meat and drugs.
Meat and drugs.
They also he's attacked every monkey that he's been put into a pit with. he's going to pretty much live the rest of his life inside the cage, like you probably see on the screen right now. A small, tiny, rusty cage.
Honestly, that monkey's that aggressive. He probably does the best anal sex.
Wow.
Just saying.
Gives the best,
receives the best, both at the same time. Just think of Human Centipede with monkeys.
Is this something that you have in mind, Noob? Do you want to try?
Monkey Pete. It's a new movie I'm working on.
Do we need to schedule a noob in the K101 studios?
We do. Yes.
You're welcome to come out here. That would be a clusterfuck of all clusterfucks. I would love to have you in the studio.
Would they call that baboon tang?
Oh boy.
Why do you talk? Stop.
Okay.
I thought you were going to be in a cage.
Continue.
I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, it happens.
So let's move on from monkeys to someone who looks like a monkey. It's Ron Jeremy. What is that like? Who the hell? Who laughed in the background like a fucking hyena?
That was my Sal.
The same guy you keep asking. Who is that guy? What is wrong with you?
There's only 5 of us here. Okay. There's the 4 of us on camera, and my sound guy is off camera.
He's not a real person.
We've said it 4 times to you.
I don't listen.
I don't listen.
He's a real human being.
All right, Ron Jeremy's a raper. Let's talk about that.
He's a real human being.
Oh my God, I didn't know he had a Hitler stash. Well, that's not really a full Hitler. It's like a overgrown Hitler. Maybe that's why he's a rapist.
Actually, that's a 70s porn mustache that's receding, like his hairline.
Oh, receding stash.
Oh my God.
He's got a receding stash.
I'd let him inside me.
Ew. I mean, really?
Wow.
He would let everyone inside of him. There is no one.
Isn't he like one of the biggest dicked porn stars ever or something like that?
Yes.
No? Okay.
It was like him and Mandingo were like the leaders of the pack. There was also the rumor that he was able to bend over and give himself oral pleasures.
Well, maybe back in his 20s and 30s.
Now you censor yourself, Scott.
Well, we already got kicked once tonight. We don't need a second. So Ron Jeremy has been accused of rape multiple times. When I first heard the story came out, there was 3, and I heard something earlier that was more like 30 or 40.
He's been accused in the past, and LA, he was able to dispute the earlier claims with actual physical evidence, apparently, or like receipts or what have you. So the police did not charge him. So, but this time he has not been able to produce any evidence to the contrary. And this is just a guess. I don't know that much about the situation other than from knowing his kind of checkered past. I suspect this might be one of those consent things where he's filming scenes and maybe he's not paying people what they agreed to, or he's doing things that they did not agree to, because I've heard that's been a thing in the past. And I know that the porn community is kind of coming to a reckoning around that.
They really are. Where there's actresses or actors will agree to one thing, and then once they're there, especially for new actresses and new actors, once they're in the area and they're on set, other things are expected to happen, and then there's other actresses around that kind of peer pressure and go, no, everybody knows that that's just what we have to do when you're working with this production studio. So, and it's never in the contract, so you just kind of, oh shit, all right, well, I guess if everybody else is okay with it, I should be okay with it too. So it's the stories that went around is that when he was on set with people, he was just randomly grab and grope people. A woman would bend over in front of him and he would just penetrate her like randomly, because I guess that's a thing. Yeah, that's like that was like that falls in these were the accusations. Groping, grabbing, all kinds of shit like that. This is pretty much like was his thing, and that's and for years and years it was just like, oh well, that's just Ron, that's just how it is. But this is a Bill Burr moment, man. What did you think he thought? Look at this guy. Look how old he is. What did you think he thought? Like when he came up through the ranks, this was just commonplace. Just because it changed for all of the new kids, the old people didn't change. You ever try and change your grandfather's ideas? It ain't happening.
Although he never changed. I hung out with the guy and drank with him, and I've got stories too. Get me out to a bar and get me a couple drinks, and I'll tell you all of them. I don't need to say them here.
Have you been? But Scott,
the dude is a creeper.
Scott's been penetrated by Ron Jeremy. That is a story. Publish it. #. Tweet it out to the world. Noob news.
Scott swallowed Ron Jeremy.
I like the penetrated better. Scott penetrated by Ron Jeremy.
Wow.
In the anus.
Noob news.
Scott, all of the things.
Digitally.
Ron Jeremy.
Scott digitally penetrated.
Jeez,
Scott,
seriously?
Scott, are you?
Scott slipped him a letter at the bar saying no means yes, and then it was all over.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Scott, you can't just come out with, I drank with the dude, and things happened, and I don't want to talk about it, and then expect us not to break that.
We went to a house party afterwards, hung out with a guy. It was a sad night for an old man that should have went home, but he decided not to.
Did you black out at any point?
I did not. I did not.
Did you let him piss on your face?
But
Did you hold your hands out in front of him and allow him to piss in your hands?
Did you
were
let
in the
him
shower?
smack your titties while he smushed Twinkies in
You
your rectum?
guys, I love that you guys are asking all these hard-hitting questions, but you're not giving them a chance to answer. And
I don't want to answer. I don't
every
want
one of
to
them.
answer. I don't want to.
Just saying.
Plead the fifth.
Let's move on, shall we?
As long as we're pleading the fifth at every single question, I just
I
wanna
was
know.
young. I needed the money.
Scott always needs the money, so that's just part of the deal.
To not
As
pay
long
his
as we're all on the same page.
IRS, why are you not raiding his home right now?
We are still waiting
Because they don't know what to do with the hard drives after they get them.
that and all the women that I've abducted downstairs that I'm putting through the
you should admit that
Stockholm
on air.
syndrome.
Oh boy.
Scott.
Okay, so that's done. What was there any other news stories that had
I had
sex
nothing
things
else on.
involved?
I had nothing else on them on mine. But
Okay. Should we try to
monkey
turn
news-
every news story into a sex thing?
The monkey news didn't have sex, but somehow
that's
you
true.
twisted it into
Like
sex.
Kurt Cobain. Maybe he did. Maybe he killed himself because he didn't get enough anal play.
Jesus.
true story. I mean, it's a thing.
Noob
Honestly, Nirvana's not that good, so who cares?
Noob
What do
Noob,
you?
Noob just pissed
blasphemy.
off a generation.
Teen Spirit. Maybe he touched little kids. Who knows?
Wow. Dude.
Just saying.
Dude.
That you better put an allegedly behind that, or
Wow.
Kurt Cobain allegedly but truly touched little children
truly, he did none of
with
those
his
things.
guitar that sold for $6 million.
Yes, that is the story. Is that his guitar sold for $6 million at auction?
Well, he
Yes.
did finger it a lot. So
Oh,
man.
my
Yes.
God.
It is. I'm not even a fan of that guitar.
We
Like,
got a
to be honest
show
with
full
you,
of
I'm not
comedians.
even like that guitar he picked out. He was like deliberately picking out a guitar that was super trebly and not that.
Why
good.
was it famous? It was played on MTV's Unplugged in 19.
unplugged.
Do you know what
Why?
an MTV is? There,
Yes,
Noob Noob?
I used to watch Cribs on it.
Oh, so you watched it
After MTV.
We used to watch music.
Yeah,
on
we
it.
used to watch music on it.
What's music?
What does
Exactly.
MTV stand for? What's music?
It used to be called music television, but it's not anymore.
Wait, Mr. MVT, I'm not. Mr. MVT, you probably didn't, but Sal, were you alive and were able to watch when radio or video
asshole.
killed?
Sorry.
Video
Hard.
killed.
Both of us are the same age.
Oh, I
We
was just,
graduated the same year.
I was just pointing out Sal, but did he
just
get to
looks
watch?
a lot older than me.
Did he get to watch when it first came out? Video killed the radio star.
Oh yeah.
That was the Buggles, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually watching it live when I played the first time.
The first music video ever played on MTV.
Yep.
Yep.
The
Wow.
Buggles video killed the music, or video killed the radio star.
And then MTV killed the music.
But they waited for Yo MTV Raps.
And then somewhere in between, Kurt Cobain
Headbangers
got to
Ball.
play an unplugged show with said guitar that you see on the screen, which was then bequeathed to his daughter and then bequeathed to her husband and then lost in an ugly ass divorce and then gone through an auction and then auctioned off to the guy who owns Rode Microphones for $6 million, exceeding the $1 million estimation that this guitar would originally pull in.
And it'll probably be played in tune for the first time ever.
Probably.
So Kurt
that's-
Cobain was
You
not
got a
a
sound
good
guy
guitarist.
working on it now. So yeah.
That's the guitar that she lost with that boyfriend. Is that what happened? That she gave to the boyfriend?
It was gifted. It was a wedding gift or something to him. I don't remember the exact details. Someone would have to
I don't think
bring
they
it
ever
up.
got married.
And if only we had like a no, they got
No,
they
no one cares.
got married because there was divorce proceedings that allowed him to keep said guitar, and there was a whole thing about his daughter keeping the guitar, but he kept it because it was a gift and blah 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 blah. But yeah, it was an ugly scenario altogether. And if only someone on the show did some research like they're supposed to,
I wasn't listening. What?
we would know the answer.
It is a 1959 Martin D.
D18E.
Yes.
Play that shit all day.
all day, all night.
Yeah. in Last of Us 2.
Yes.
Hey, can I complain about something? Like, why is the dude wearing gloves?
Because he's holding what is now a $6 million guitar.
Yes,
So?
I would say that's kind of the point.
I'm pretty sure Kurt Cobain, not the most hygienic person on the planet.
Maybe he's wearing gloves because he wants to clone Kurt Cobain.
If I pay $6 million for something, I might actually come in it just to be like, yeah, that's my fucking guitar.
I just know Kurt Cobain realizing that his guitar was just auctioned off for $6 million. Mind blowing.
Oh, because he shot himself in the face. That's funny.
That was hilarious, Scott.
That's
Have
funny.
you been waiting all show just to do
really?
one
I think he
bad
was.
joke?
He set that shit up last week. Probably dropped it in production notes and was just waiting.
So Scott did a funny. So let's move to one of Scott's cousins.
Scott, no funny
Guy Fieri, and he's related to Scott only by weight and unattractiveness
and beard.
Yes, and beard. So Guy Fieri wants to let's see. There's a
Scott
petition.
definitely frosts his tips as well.
There's a petition.
It's not Guy Fieri that wants it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Scott frosts his tip.
Oh my God, Guy Fieri is so fat and ugly. Jesus. Oh my God! Look at that face. Like, what wouldn't go in that mouth?
So what are they going to name? What are they doing?
So yeah, there's a petition that seeks to rename Columbus, Ohio, Flavortown, to honors America's fat heart, Guy Fieri.
Because Columbus is racist.
Sure. Is it? I thought LeBron James is from Columbus. LeBron James is the pinnacle of not racist.
No, but naming
he's from
anything
Akron.
after Columbus is what's racist.
Christopher Columbus.
Yes.
Christopher Columbus.
Didn't he kill a bunch of Indians?
Yes, he did.
Oh my God. But that was for Thanksgiving, so it's fine.
No, he had nothing to do with Thanksgiving.
He didn't have anything to do with Thanksgiving.
1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Well, people don't realize
Pretty
that.
sure Thanksgiving was several hundred years later.
Well, people don't realize that Columbus killed all those Indians and then ate them for Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, that's the part of history that you don't really get.
And then ancient aliens came and visited and abducted all of them and probed them anally. Yes, there we go.
It's all on History Channel.
Good job, everybody.
Got it.
So
Put it in for high fives.
Yep.
Anybody?
Nope.
No. Don't touch my Baby Yoda.
Okay. So I don't know how
I already had this conversation once today. I don't need it again.
I don't know how to follow that up. But more than 45,000 people want to rename Columbus after Guy Fieri.
Why don't they just call it Guy Fieri instead of Flavortown?
I don't know.
Did we ever say it was going to be named Flavortown?
His show is named Flavortown, I guess?
Does his beard look like a set of dick and butt? Look, go back to that picture you had right before it.
Maybe that's just
Does that look like a set of balls and a phallus hanging off of his chin? I'm
Yes,
just saying. It's like a blonde dick hanging off of his lip.
The golden part of his whatever that soul
I'm just
patch
putting it out
is
there because
underneath.
clearly he did. So
He has enough money to reinstall his cock
on his chin.
on his chin.
All right. It's actual size.
Wow.
Sure.
Well then.
That's a
He
shame.
could do that.
Thank you,
Okay,
Peanut
so
Gallery.
we've managed to.
to
So
have
far,
one of it.
every news story has had a sex element. Let's see if we can keep the ball rolling with Michael Keaton. So Gray Sagley Balls might be joining the Flash.
But is he
universe.
putting nipples on the bat suit? That's the question.
No, George Clooney was bat nipples.
I know. Was he going to put the nipples on this one?
No,
That was
he's
my
going to have
question.
assless chaps.
He was going to skip the bat nipples. and go
Assless chaps Batman.
batless chaps.
For Ezra Miller to fuck, because Ezra Miller
Oh.
But Ezra
flamboyantly
Miller got
gay.
dropped.
No, he didn't.
Apparently he's not. He's getting dropped.
He's not the Flash.
They're going to cancel him.
Because
Oh,
he
boy.
choked out
Remember
some random
all
person
that
on the
woman?
street.
Yeah, he
Yes.
choked a white woman. You can't do that.
Actually,
You can choke a white woman if she asks for it.
Consent.
you
It's
have
all
to
about
see
consent,
the
kids.
C word. The C word.
There you go.
Yeah, it is. Never mind.
Wait, which C word are we talking about?
Consent.
Consent.
Condiments. I like condiments.
Consent. I
Mustard,
said it. It's consent.
ketchup,
So Batman
barbecue
returns.
sauce. Yeah, so Michael Keaton is in talks to reprise his role as the Dark Knight after 30 years in the Flash DCEU movie. He's supposed to basically take on a Nick Fury type role of a wise old wizard.
What's with you and wizards?
Wizards are cool. Harry Potter's
Do
awesome.
you have tattoos of wizards?
I do on my balls.
Mm.
So I don't. This isn't confirmed. This is just rumors. Nothing has actually happened yet. But I thought that would be cool if it happened.
Is he going to be Thomas Wayne or Bruce Wayne?
Nobody knows.
Nobody
Probably
knows.
Bruce Wayne.
Thomas Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
If he's in Flashpoint, he'd probably be Thomas. Why would he be old ass Batman? Who cares about old ass Batman?
Did you
unless
ever
it's
see
Thomas
Batman
Wayne?
Beyond?
One random cartoon.
Not have to do with Flashpoint.
I don't know. Sex?
No, Flashpoint is a comic there, Scott. Yes. Well, whatever. Either way, it'll be interesting. Maybe he'll mingle with James Pattinson, yeah.
Pattinson.
They're definitely disregarding the last two older Batman movies with Val Kilmer and...
Well, Joel Schumacher's dead, so no one cares.
He did just
I will be the greatest Batman of all time. I will be the tiniest Batman, but I will be the greatest Batman of all time.
He's supposed to appear across multiple movies, including Batgirl, not by Joss Whedon, because he sucks.
Swallows too, from what I understand.
Ooh, he does probably. Harley Quinn. No, that doesn't make any sense. What am I reading here?
I don't know. You you lost yourself in the story.
I did. I'm trying to make everything about.
So they were talking about bringing him into the Flash universe with Ezra Miller. Whether or not Ezra Miller's, who knows? But they said that if they do that, they could allow him to come into other parts of the DC universe, which would pretty much be what, the CW, which is all crap anyway.
Who knows, man? The Snyderverse changes everything. Change is a coming.
So we can't predict anything until the Snyder Cut is finally released next year.
Exactly.
Yes. Also, our very first news story that you sprung on us about Ryan Reynolds and the Green Lantern, that is for the Snyder Cut. You never mentioned that specifically.
Oh yeah. So let's go back to that again. Those of you listening on the podcast on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play and all those places, head on over to our YouTube, hop in the comments, and let us know what you think about Ryan Reynolds returning to reprise his role as the Green Lantern. We have a live chat going as well. We want to hear it from you as well. What do you guys think about Ryan Reynolds reprising his role as the Green Lantern in the
Literally not one human being has said anything in our live chat about Ryan Reynolds.
Care. I'd be like, meh. I'm kind of meh myself.
Actually, no. Our live chat has pretty much been all people.
I would love to see it. Just because he's trashed it so many times, I can't wait to see what he does. If he does it, I can't wait to see how he goes over the top with it, because he will.
I agree.
He absolutely would.
Since Deadpool and since he's found this new persona, I would absolutely agree with you on that comment.
Yeah.
He doesn't fit.
Yeah, that's the point. If he's going to reprise his role, he's going to absolutely take it over the top because he's Ryan Reynolds and he can get away with it. Other actors wouldn't be able to get away with it.
I just don't think it fits. I just think it's a bad.
It'd be cool if he shows up and does like one or two lines.
One cameo,
and leaves,
hey there, guys, look at my ring.
It doesn't fit the universe at all, but
no.
Yeah.
And now for something completely different.
Yeah. So let's move on to Kojima, Hideo Kojima, a world famous game producer, director, and his
Death Stranding,
his last game was Walking with Norman Reedus, and
greatest game ever.
Apparently, no, it's not.
So
apparently, is throwing shade at Last of Us 2, but it's actually not him. It's a fake fan page. So,
did they prove it's you sure it's a fake fan?
Upon further investigation,
it's
now clear there is no official Kojima Productions Facebook page.
Damn it.
The Facebook profile featured in this article is a fan page.
You are fake news.
Imitating the developer. So yeah, he didn't actually throw shade at it, but the game still sucks, so I don't blame them.
What?
It's an outrage.
Last of Us 2?
Death Stranding sucks, but Last of Us sucks more.
By the way, if you want to catch us, Noob and I do a walkthrough to shame, walkthrough to disappointment, walkthrough to sadness. You can catch it in 5 parts on YouTube as we do the gameplay of Last of Us 2 until Noob cracks and loses his bananas.
And to keep the theme with sex, The Last of Us 2 is boring as fuck because there's not enough sex. Lesbian sex.
There is lesbian.
There's not enough of it.
Oh, not enough.
Not enough.
I don't think there's ever enough lesbian sex.
Well, when there's armpit hair, there's enough. But there's like a plateau. You want to get like 3 to 4 armpit sex scenes.
I can really guess.
Like if they scissored with their armpit hair, that's where I would want to finish.
Wow.
Yeah.
You watch some weird videos on Pornhub.
I do.
That's
what if they hold on? What if
don't yuck someone else's yum, Sal? You know better.
What if they grew it out so long that they braided it together into a heart and then scissored it?
Favorite thing.
And then they chafed. And then they got AIDS and they died.
None of those
together, holding each other's hands.
Whoa!
Left turn.
He just keeps going and takes it down a path that no one even.
Damn.
Yeah. So go to the YouTube channel and check out the 5 videos of Last of Us 2. You have 5 videos, probably about 2.5 to 3 hours worth of content, and only 5 minutes of actual gameplay. That's how amazing that video game is.
I hit X at least one time. It's not as much fun as you think.
Not.
Although I've been told that our commentary on it is hilarious. So if you're looking for some yucks, you should go there.
There has been confirmed comments that I'm funny.
Confirmed hilarity at how sad Noob gets.
Okay. Yes, Noob, one person has finally said that you're amusing.
I am pretty funny. That's the whole reason the show keeps going.
Who was that? I don't see that anywhere.
So
that's fake news, Scott.
Speaking of video games, there is apparently a new gameplay video of the Avengers that doesn't feature sex, sadly. And I am apparently not going to like it. I don't know. Are we going to watch it now live?
We are. We are popping it up on the screen here. I assume it's not going to get us pulled again. It shouldn't. Video games don't get us pulled. But the new Avengers game is coming out on PlayStation 5. It's going to be a scroller, kind of like God of War was. The graphics, the animation, all of it is super impressive. This is actually getting a lot of hype going right now. People are really excited about this one here.
What exactly are we watching?
I don't know
slow
what
motion
the fuck are
or
we
fast
watching,
motion or what do we do? Oh, you're doing it fast so that we can actually just not pay attention to it.
So
why does this guy have an eye patch?
So let's skip to that. Here's actual gameplay.
Oh, that's Thor.
What was your first clue?
The hammer.
He's gonna drop the hammer.
Oh, this is gameplay. Oh, this looks kind of cool. It looks aight.
It's very God of War. It's very third person fighter. It's a huge screen. There's a lot going on there. It's full universe. It's a lot better than what you guys were playing with Last of Us 2. That's for sure.
Graphically or just like action?
Everything actually.
Weren't there complaints that these people don't have the likenesses of the actual Marvel people, so people aren't real thrilled with that? Oh my gosh, that guy was just flaming out of his crotch. Yep, there we go.
I don't know.
If I had a nickel.
The story of my life.
Sal's flaming crotch is actually a drink they made up over in the K101 studios.
That's actually true.
I don't know why people get hung up on these characters in these video games have to look exactly like the actors who played them in the movies. You don't always have the rights to it. You can change things up. These universes are built on the premise of multiple universes, multiple timelines. Why is everyone so hung up on this that they have to look like the actors?
I don't know. Whatever. It looks okay. We'll
just
pass
have fun
judgment.
playing the game. That's what I want to know. Just have fun playing the game.
The Hulk has some shaggy hair there,
which is something you can't do with Last of Us 2.
It's very 70s of them.
Although there is a Last of Us 2 and Avengers connection because Troy Baker, who plays Joel in Last of Us, is one of the characters in Avengers. I think he is Iron Man, actually.
Iron Man?
I will find this. Yes. No, he's Bruce Banner. Never mind. I lied.
Oh,
He is Bruce Banner and also Joel from The Last of Us.
Very sad.
Am I supposed to have a particular reaction? Because you didn't want me to watch this before the show.
Yeah,
the game looks.
Wanted a live reaction.
Game looks okay. Like I have it reserved. I've had it reserved.
Are you excited to be Miss Marvel?
No, not really.
Why not?
Because she's not naked.
She's very stretchy, so
she's not naked though.
But she's very stretchy.
She's not Jessica Alba.
Can you imagine what she would do to you?
See the size of her hand?
Wait, was Miss Marvel is not Jessica Alba.
He would get lost in that hand. He would just disappear. It would just gobble him up, and he would feel very inferior to her.
I'm more excited about the Dragon Ball Z DLC that comes out soon.
That's not even a real thing.
Oh, it's a real thing.
And Scott just must have walked away from the computer.
Where did Scott go?
I don't know. He's just gone.
Did Scott disconnect?
Yeah.
No, he's still there.
I'm here.
Is he?
I don't know.
Is he? Yeah, it looks like he's there.
We still got you guys. You're still here. I don't know what's going on your side, but we still got you. So keep going.
You were supposed to just end with some comment we just said. I forget. What were we talking about?
I don't know. Troy Baker, Last of Us 2, Dragon Ball Z. Let's move on.
I was making a point and then I lost it.
Yeah.
You weren't there to support me.
I think that's actually it for the news.
Is that it?
Surprisingly enough.
God, please, no! No! No!
No.
Oh, that's it. You forgot that. That's why. He derailed the conversation because he talked about some some bad stuff like Dragon Balls, and some
I was going
good
to say,
stuff
he said
like
Dragon
Z.
Ball Z, and I kind of went, I think I got lost.
Right.
You know what?
That's exactly
So-
the
Lost
point.
respect for you, nipples, Vicodins, and titties.
So come
You come over to my show. We'll get that respect right back.
Oh my God. I want you to take it from me.
I told you, you're going in a cage and you're going there.
Yeah, I'll be in a gimp suit in a cage, and you just feed me hot dogs.
What?
I won't feed you hot dogs. I'll make the hot chicks feed you hot dogs.
we can find someone
No,
who will.
that's fair.
Can we make that happen?
Get on my knees.
He is very lonely.
We can absolutely make that happen.
He's very lonely.
All right, so
I'm not lonely.
So Noob, what are we reviewing coming up, Noob?
We are not reviewing 365 Sex because we already did that. What else are we doing? We are doing The Floor is Lava.
The Floor is
the whole
Lava.
reason why we did the show in the
So
first
we're
place.
doing The Floor is Lava 7500 and
Harley Quinn says racist
Harley
things?
Quinn stuff.
Oh, Perry Mason. I still don't know what
Let
Perry
me
Mason.
let me just quick producer's note, Mr. MVT. Would you like to join us for the reviews, or would you like to go ahead and move on?
I'm gonna roll up out of here. I love you guys very much. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
All right. So Mr. MVT from the K101 podcast. You can find all his stuff, of course, at scottvillkillyou.com. You can find it at Mr. MVT. Go ahead and take it away.
You can find us on nonvanillatrist.com. You can always, I'll make sure that somebody from the chat or somebody in the chat drops our YouTube channel in there. Come on over, hang out with us. At Mr_NVT on Twitter is a good way to find us, or nvtrist@gmail.com. You can always email us there as well. Ask any questions that you have. That's what we're here for, because we want to make sure that you're doing things safely. Thanks a lot, guys, for hanging out with us.
Noob will be a special guest for live demonstrations on anal.
Hey, you guys have an absolute open door when we do the shows. You're absolutely welcome to come here and just be flabbergasted at the shit that we do.
His back door is open, and you need to keep him ball gagged. So
I'm taking Baby Yoda
ball
with me.
gags in the studio. That can
I
happen.
feel like we're going to have to make this happen. Thank you, Mr. MVT. Thank you, Sal. You guys have a lovely evening.
You guys take care, man. Thanks a lot for having us on.
See ya.
Later.
All right, let's kick them out, and then
Kick them out.
we will do this. Hold on, kick them out. Let me click there, and then I will kick this. Noob, go ahead and get started while I try to reorganize our screens real fast because they are all over the place.
Yes. So The Floor is Lava is a new show, I think, on Netflix. And it is basically a child's game. I used to play it when I was young.
That is the point. It's supposed to remind you of that childish
Youthful
dream
exuberance.
that you once had.
Yeah, so essentially Floor is Lava is very simplistic, and it's kind of how it sounds. The floor is lava, and if you touch it, you're dead. So you have to find basically to get from point A to point B without touching the floor, which is kind of fun depending on the layout of your house or the setup.
It's not your house. It's a studio setup.
When I played it as a child, it was in houses.
So we're talking about the show.
The
not your
show
house.
is also a thing, yes.
Oh, we just wanted to talk.
We wanted to talk
your
about
house.
my childhood, yes.
No one wants to know.
So, okay, so The Floor is Lava. Is it a Netflix show? I think it is, right?
It is a Netflix
It
show.
is a Netflix show. So I haven't watched it, honestly. But maybe
you
I
can
will.
get the gist literally from what you just said.
Yeah.
It's a little. It's pretty cheesy, but it can be kind of fun if you just put it up in the background.
I was watching this earlier while I was setting up for this show. Now that we're back up and the chaos has kind of settled, thank God my screens are fixed right. I was watching this. It is a fun show. It's kind of like Temple or Legions of the Temple with that old school Nintendo or old school Nickelodeon Temple of the Doom style thing. They actually have the heads in it, the Easter Island heads from that old school Nickelodeon Temple of the Hidden Doom or whatever. It's in there.
Yeah, the rooms change. They go to like space themes and kitchen themes, and they do all sorts of weird themes. And then people basically drop into colored water that like erupts all over the place. It's amusing. I wouldn't. It's like if you like a mindless show that is not going to.
What's the prize? Like, what do you get?
$10,000.
Yeah, $10,000 in the lava lamp. It's kind of like Wipeout. It's Wipeout combined with Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yes, it is. It's basically that.
Although I do feel like, first off, some of these people are good. Some of these aren't. I mean, that's what you're going to get. These people are definitely being coached. Like the first episode, you have to go to the corner of the room and find a rope and pull it to do something. And it seemed like everyone was able to figure that out very easily. So they're definitely being coached. It's definitely a lot of shit going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, they also disappear when they fall into the lava.
That is,
and it's like they're just gone.
They're gone.
We're like, what are they just told to like? If you fall into the lava, put your hands up and act as if you died. Like no one ever pops back up. It's just weird. Creative editing. I don't know what it is.
That's exactly what it is. That's creative editing.
So the tomato meter is pretty good. It doesn't honestly tell us how many reviews there are.
One review potentially.
So the tomato meter is 80%, and the audience score is much worse at 24%.
I don't see this show surviving. Apparently, quick fact, the host / commentator of the show, his name is something Rutledge Wood, who is the host of Top Gear USA, which just got canceled by the BBC.
Oof.
Which,
see how I made that in a round circle?
And ever since any of the Top Gears, ever since the original Top Gear host left, Top Gear has been canceled in every form of it. Check it out on Motor Trend. The original Top Gear BBC is still on there with the original 3 hosts, according all the specials as well. A very cool show to watch. Enjoy it.
Yeah, but I was talking about Top Gear USA.
Yeah, canceled. Yeah, because it sucked.
And some dude named Rutledge.
Yes,
because it sucks.
Rutledge.
I've never heard a person named Rutledge.
That's where I knew he was familiar from somewhere. I didn't know where because I only watched like one episode of that USA Top Gear. It was just a waste of time.
Very Rutledgey.
Very Rutledgey.
So let's move on to a slightly better original movie, which was Joseph Gordon-Levitt's Amazon original movie, 7500.
Oh, is this that stupid movie with Jordan?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Robin from
like
Batman,
totally irrelevant.
Robin from The Dark Knight Rises.
So irrelevant to everything now.
It's fair.
What's he got some dumbass show on YouTube also? Oh, sorry, YouTube.
He does.
Create with me. Like, come on, man. What is wrong with this dude?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's cool though. He's a good actor.
He's 2 steps away from getting Me Too'd.
So how is he going to get Me Too?
I just sense it. I have a sixth sense for these things, and he seems like a creep.
Kind of feel like you just feel like it's coming. Like he's definitely like someone's about to come out and be like, "Yeah, he touched me."
He looks like a Me Too'er.
Sure.
Maybe we'll see. But so essentially, this is a very straightforward movie. So it's about a hijacking of a plane, and he is the co-pilot. And that's really it.
And it's a good movie.
It's not a good movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt gives a good performance. So the beginning 20 minutes, the setup, boring as fuck. The last 20 minutes, over elongated and unnecessary, boring as fuck. The middle part of the movie, where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is actually fighting the attackers and hijacking and dealing with some interpersonal drama.
Does he get Stockholm Syndrome and start having sex with them?
Fucking thing sucks!
He doesn't, but
he should have.
If we want to go spoiler alert, his wife. No, we're not going to go spoiler alert.
No one's going to watch it. So
no one cares.
Don't spoil it for anyone.
I would say Joseph Gordon-Levitt's performance is worth watching.
No.
If you're bored.
I disagree.
I would say if you had a choice between this and Hot Lava, what would you do?
Probably this.
Hot Lava.
Really?
I like JGL.
I go Hot Lava.
I like JGL.
I would rather dunk my head in Hot Lava than watch this movie.
This movie's a little
Where would you see it?
They're Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an original movie by Amazon Prime.
This guy is going to be Robin. Or no, he's not. Oh wait, no, he's not.
He was going to be Robin.
That's not. That wasn't going to happen either. So that never happened.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about one DC character to another. Harley Quinn, the good animated DC streaming show, apparently had some things to say, and it was that what was it here? It was Superman called Wonder Woman a racist.
So let's actually go ahead and just watch that, shall we?
Oh, sure.
I'll ask you this once. Where is Dr. Psycho?
What?
Oh, what? Because I'm an alien, I understand all alien languages? Okay, I know a little parademon, but it's still a racist assumption. Be back.
What?
Dude, and I think that clip highlights how great the Harley show is. I wasn't really on board. I wasn't 100% sold with Kaylee Cuoco doing the show. She could be my new favorite Harley. The show gets a little weird. It gets very meta because it makes fun of the Snyder Cut fans, but it makes fun of everybody. There's so many good, crazy jokes like that. I really enjoyed it. The season finale is coming on. I think it's tonight or tomorrow.
Its season finale is up. You can finish the entire series. Definitely get this show. If it's not just for this show, it's also for the other ones. The DC universe is still a good buy. It's worth its money in gold. You got this. You got season 2 of Doom Patrol just came out. I watched the first 3 episodes of that today. Very good start to season 2 as well. You have Stargirl, which we are also enjoying. You can get a lot of content, all the DC movies and everything else. You get a lot of content. So you can get Stargirl on CW as well. You can get Doom Patrol on HBO Max as well. But on this one platform, you can afford and pay for all of it on the same platform. The DC Universe is definitely a good streaming platform as well. And the Harley Quinn animated series is perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect. The way they wrapped it up, they could end there, but it absolutely needs a season 3. It needs to keep going. I'm starting this petition right now. Harley Quinn animated needs to keep going.
Yeah, it's a great show. It's very subversive, but really great. It's obviously in its own universe too, but still awesome and still pays like a lot of attention to detail. Like even their spoof of Bane. They mix the old Bane with the Bane from Christopher Nolan in like this perfect blend. Like it's just a great show. And I also wanted to point out that Superman Red Sun is on that now as well. So you can catch a huge back catalog of all the animated DC movies, which is cool.
Oh, lesbian kisses.
Oh, there are some lesbian smooches.
There's that was a spoiler.
You shouldn't spoil it.
But yeah, definitely check it out. The show is funny. It's hilarious. It just ended. It's definitely worth its watch. Go check it out. And like I said,
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is it better than Perry Mason?
I've never watched Perry Mason, so I don't know.
Do you even know who Perry Mason is?
Who the fuck is Perry Mason? Is it a show? Is it a person?
Didn't Ozzy write a song about him?
I don't know.
No,
I think isn't there a Black Sabbath song or an Ozzy Osbourne song, Perry Mason?
I just Googled it, and it's from 1957. Why are we reviewing this?
The show, the original show is from 1957. The new show just released on HBO.com, wherever HBO, you get HBO, whether it's streaming or on the actual network itself, was the #1 streamed show on television, and I watched it.
Of course you did.
And it stars from The Americans. What's his name?
I don't know.
Reese
Witherspoon? Reese Witherspoon.
And actually, yes, Ozzy Osbourne wrote a song called Perry Mason.
He did?
John Lithgow's in it.
Matthew Reese. Okay.
John Lithgow's in it?
Yeah, he's in it.
Okay.
So is Tatiana Maslany.
Nobody knows who that is.
She's from Orphan Black.
Nobody knows what that is.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
If they watch
Chris Chalk. He's cool.
It's like it's a throwback. It's actually, from what I understand, a prequel to the old school Perry Mason. Perry Mason is this super accomplished defense attorney who would always protect his clients from being guilty or something like that.
I'm bored.
But it was the #1 show on television, you bitch.
Because there's nothing to watch.
There's plenty of Stargirl.
Like what? Oh my god, I love Stargirl.
I'm playing it like this so we don't get gigged.
Robert Downey Jr. is a producer. That's neat.
Are you not talking about Mr. Crowley?
Who's Mr. Crowley?
This is Perry Mason.
Sure. The tomato meter is decent, 80%. Audience score, not so much. It's 66%. I'm never going to watch this, so I could care less.
It is like it's a detective noir. You know, you got your drunk detective trying to figure out a case. I'm not going to say it's really weird and dark. It deals with a lot of the corrupt police from LA, and I think it's based in like 1930s.
1931.
It's after
Los
World
Angeles.
War I, but before World War II. So it's a real weird time in the world.
Would you like me to read the series info?
Sure, please.
Okay. 1931, Los Angeles. Well, the rest of the said that. No, there's not a critic consensus.
Read series info.
I was just playing Ozzy over top of you, Nunu. So I have no clue what you just said.
That's fine. Nobody cares because this show sucks.
It's okay. I don't know. It's like I don't know if this is not your grandparents' Perry Mason, so it might end up like teetering off. It's really like dark and noir-y, but they don't speak in like old like they're not doing any dialects. They're not speaking like they're from the 1930s. They're like, "Hey, what you doing, kid? I'm gonna get you." They're all like talking like today, and they curse a lot. And there's weird kind of sex stuff that I've made me feel uncomfortable. And there's like a big fat guy with a big giant wang. Like, I don't know what's going on here. Yeah. It's hot.
Yeah. So
it's okay. I agree with 66%. Like, it doesn't have me hooked. Let's put it that way. I'm not like that interested. But I saw it. It was the thing.
That's cool.
It happened.
Great.
It was there.
You know what's more entertaining than this? Our Orku playthrough of Last of Us 2.
Absolutely. If you've got some time to burn, you should definitely check that out.
Just keep plugging ourselves.
Absolutely. Our content is better than the HBO content.
And Mr. Nipples, Vicodins, and Titties.
You can catch that as well.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
That's all we got.
So, if you like what you heard here this week, and it was a chaotic episode that I don't know if we can ever reproduce again, but
at Scott,
you can definitely check us out at Instagram at orc_u to join in the fun there. Go find us at facebook.com/ourreviewswillkillyou. And if you aren't watching us on YouTube and you didn't join us live, by the way, the live chat was popping tonight. Thank you for all of our friends that came in, as well as Mr. MVT's friends who also lit things up. Wall Street Chapin, Doc, T-Zap, whoever the hell that is, Twisted Janie. There's all kinds of fun people that were in the chat tonight. It was on a roll. We want to thank you all for popping in tonight. But if you don't join us on YouTube and you listen to us on our podcast, which is iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher and Spotify, you can listen to us there or jump back over to YouTube. Oh, and of course, answer the question. What do you think of Ryan Reynolds playing Green Lantern in today's DC universe?
Man, you're going hard with that.
Jump into our YouTube, get into the chat, get into the comments underneath. We want to get the conversation going. We want to hear from you what you think about that. And as always, Our Reviews Will Kill You is brought to you for free thanks to ScoutWillKillYou.com. Yes, ScoutWillKillYou.com, the one place stop shop for everything you need when it comes to podcasts, music, videos, all kinds of stuff. Mr. VT and the K101 podcast is there, as well as links to his YouTube and stuff that he does. All kinds of fun stuff, because Scott will kill you with chaos tonight. That's obvious.
Well, before we end tonight, I just want to give some smooches from Baby Yoda. You get them smooches. Everybody loves a little smooches from Baby Yoda. And from all of us here at Our Reviews Will Kill Ya, to all of y'all at home, we love y'all. Big hug from Baby Yoda. Oh, we love y'all.
I'm gonna fuck Baby Yoda.
Shut up. Get away from me. No.